Have you ever felt like your company's cloud spending is just a runaway train? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. So today, we're going to talk about architecting a solution to get that train right back on the tracks. We're breaking down how to build a really powerful system for financial clarity in this multi-cloud world we all live in, a skill that, let's be honest, is no longer optional for tech leaders. So let's kick things off with a deceptively simple question. Who is really paying for your company's cloud? If you don't have a quick, confident answer right off the top of your head, then you're in exactly the right place. That fuzzy, uncertain feeling, that's precisely what we're going to fix. For most companies, the reality of multi-cloud is a total financial maze. I mean, you're leveraging the best of AWS, Azure, and GCP, which is fantastic for innovation, right? But then the bills start rolling in. And suddenly, it's a financial black box, just this chaotic mess of invoices that makes it almost impossible to see who is spending what. Okay, let's put you in the hot seat for a second. Imagine you're the senior multi-cloud architect. The CFO walks over, drops a massive multi-page cloud bill on your desk with just one single daunting request. Make sense of this. Where do you even begin? Right now, your financial overview probably looks a little something like this, doesn't it? You can see these huge, distinct chunks of spending coming from each cloud provider. But the most important piece of the entire puzzle is that big question mark in the middle. Which business units are actually driving these costs? That is the billion-dollar question. Well, the solution to all this chaos is a pretty elegant concept. It's called showback. The best way to think about it is like a high-powered flashlight that you can finally use to illuminate all those dark corners of that financial black box. So what is showback exactly? At its core, it's a model for reporting IT resource consumption back to the business units that are actually responsible for it. Now, the key phrase here is without actually charging them. You're not sending them a bill. The goal is pure, unfiltered visibility. For now, anyway. This slide really captures the transformation perfectly. I mean, it's a night and day difference. You go from a state of financial chaos, zero accountability, and budgeting that's basically just guesswork, to a world of cost clarity, informed decisions, and truly data-driven planning. It's a massive shift that empowers everybody to be smarter with their spending. All right, so we've covered the what and the why. Now, let's get into the really fun part, the how. As the architect, how do you actually build a showback report that takes all this raw data and turns it into powerful business insights? You know, it really all boils down to 3 key steps. First, you've got to aggregate your cost and usage data from every single one of your cloud providers. Second, and this is crucial, you map that data to the specific business units that own those resources. And finally, you build a report that actually lets people dig in and drill down into the data. And the result of that work is a simple yet incredibly powerful report that looks something like this. It immediately starts to tell a story. You can see at a glance that the engineering team's GCP usage is the biggest cost driver this month. For a lot of organizations, just this level of clarity is a total game changer. But this is really just the beginning. The real magic happens when you can drill down into those numbers. The ultimate goal is to empower a department head to click on that $42,000 line item and see exactly which project or service is driving up their costs. That is when you start to see real, meaningful changes in spending habits. Okay, so once you have a really clear picture of your current spending, you can unlock the next level of financial maturity, and that is forecasting. This is the moment you shift from just reacting to bills to actually getting ahead of them. This simple chart shows just how powerful forecasting can be. By tracking spending over time, you can start to predict future costs with some real accuracy. Imagine being able to tell the head of engineering, hey, just a heads up, you're on track to spend about $45K next month. That conversation allows them to either justify the increase or find efficiencies before it ever becomes a problem. So we've built this amazing system for visibility, and we can even do some forecasting. But what's the bottom line? Why does any of this actually matter to the business? It often comes down to this one number. Industry reports, from firms like Gartner and Flexera, consistently show that just having better visibility into cloud costs can lead to savings of up to 25%. And this isn't about stifling innovation. It's about eliminating waste, spotting those zombie resources that are running for no reason, and just spending smarter. The biggest takeaway here is that showback is so much more than just a reporting tool. It's really a catalyst for a cultural change.
It drives accountability, it enables data-driven budgeting, it helps optimize how you use your resources, and maybe most importantly, it builds a ton of trust between IT and the rest of the business.
And all of this leaves us with one final and kind of provocative question. You've built an entire system for complete cost visibility. So now that you can show everyone the costs, are you ready to actually charge for them? Well, that's the next step on this journey, and it's a topic for another time. Thanks for joining me.